Does this mean we're live?
We're friggin' live.
As soon as this mean live. Sick. Yeah, we're live. Okay, dope.
Yeah. Woo.
How are you, Sam?
I'm so good, Sash. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm in a room with a ring light and a doggy.
Oh, I've got a ring light too. I should turn it on.
Oh, it is very bright where you are.
Yeah, I'm under like a window, but I just feel like I want to look extra handsome.
Extra hot.
Yeah, boom, it's on. It's on. Look at my bald head shining.
It looks beautiful. Okay, sick. So you've already gone for a run today.
Yep.
That's
I'm an early morning kind of guy. It's really boring here in lockdown. I go to bed. I'm in bed these days at 7 p.m. and then I go to sleep really early. I think I go to sleep at like 10, and then I've just been getting up at like 6 and then just going for a run. And it's like I've just moved my day forward a couple of hours.
Doesn't lockdown make you want to like make the day shorter instead of wake up early, like sleep in as much as you can? I feel like that's what I do.
I'm just going to bed early because it's like dark and there's nothing to do.
Fair. How long have you
mean?
guys been in lockdown?
228 days.
I'm so sorry.
How stupid is that?
That's
That's
stupid.
a scary number, isn't it? It's the world's longest lockdown. Just why did I have to live in the city that was going to get so fucked?
And the rest of the band are like DJing tomorrow, aren't they? Or today?
They're just drinking beers at the beach, then going to the club, DJing, and I'm just here, just
sipping water.
Trying to write something. Just sipping water, whatever. A cool thing, like at the moment, it's just the small things. It's the small things that make you feel good. I've been writing, and there's a cool pub near me. This is the really small things that they've started doing takeaway pints. So on Fridays, I just go for a little walk, and then because I've just been like writing at home, and then I'll just go get 2 pints, and then I'll take them back home, and then I'll just have 2 pints while I'm writing, and it's a good vibe.
That does sound like a good vibe. I've never made music while drinking.
Are you serious? It's fucking good.
Do you have no anxiety when you're doing it? Like you don't doubt yourself?
No, I do less doubting when I'm drunk because I think I'm fucking awesome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna try that.
I've done a lot of recording, wasted too. All of Quiet Ferocity. I was into this thing at the time. Well, in our first record, I would get really stoned before singing. That was the thing I was doing, and then in Quiet Ferocity, I would get really drunk.
Wow.
And I would because we were working with Constantine, and he'd be like, "Okay, man, let's do it," and I'd be like, "Just two more beers," and then I'd get ready, and then there'd be a window of maybe 20 takes. That would be good, and then it would be bad because I was too drunk. So it would be I would have to start getting it halfway through the singing session. Otherwise, it would just be a waste of a whole night.
Oh my God. But didn't you find that you're burping though?
No burping. But I don't know. I was getting really into it. When I kind of like it when I've got that perfect buzz going. I get really into it. I get really into the singing and whatever. And then that would be the golden part of the recording. But then if I had one too many sips, then I'd start singing out of tune, out of time. I'd forget the words. That's just, it would go from really good to that.
Yeah, I can never drink before a show unless it's like one beer, half a beer before, and then half the rest of the beer on stage, because then I just forget the words.
That's so Grace, my girlfriend, is just like that. Whereas I like to have a couple of beers before a show. Not that I
Wow.
need to. Like when we do like underage things, and it's like 11 a.m. I don't, and that's fine. And I'm always like, whoa, that was like easy. I didn't get any words, so I think that's a sign. But I like I always
Interesting.
get like a little. I get like a rush going if I'm like had a couple of beers and I run out on stage because then I'm like almost as drunk as the crowd.
True. That's such
I
a
feel like
vibe.
I'm one with the crowd, man.
Okay, let's start the explain this. And on the same topic,
Yo.
can you explain the margaritas and what about them are you obsessed with? When did that start?
Yeah, so Jungle Giants are obsessed with margaritas. I think that's, I don't know, maybe people have started to realize that by now. Not really sure when it started, but we're all like one unit when it comes to most things. We love the same food. We love going out to restaurants. We love the same movies. We love the same music. Like we're all pretty much one person. And one of us discovered margaritas at some point, specifically Tommy's margaritas, which are like, it's just lime juice, equal amount of tequila, and then just a bit of agave syrup with a little bit of sweetness. And so it's kind of like Shasira likes to call it low calorie drinking because it's just booze. And so we kind of got into it, and then we never have left that, and that's been just like 4 years, maybe 5 years, but it's a thing now. And I don't know, like every time we walk into a restaurant, and the waiter goes, "What would you guys like to drink?" Every time someone would just be like, "Four margaritas, that's it." So we know we're kind of in sync. Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel like my roommate and I, Lily, have that but it's more so like with chocolate. Like once someone starts eating a certain brand of chocolate, then I'll jump on the train. And at the moment, Lily hasn't done it yet, but frozen yogurt bulla ice creams. I'm
I
obsessed
fucking
with.
love those.
They're
Dude,
so
where am I
yummy.
right now? Oh,
Oh my god!
dude, so I reckon frozen yogurt is underrated. I think that ice cream is overrated, and frozen
Mhm.
yogurt is kind of better sometimes. It's
Ice
like,
cream just makes you like feel really heavy, whereas the frozen yogurt,
yeah,
even though it's dairy, it just makes you feel like less
it's like a
guilty, I
little
feel.
less sweet or something. It's like there's a bit of sourness in there. I think it's a good mix.
Yeah,
You know,
the wild
there's a,
berry
I've
one
got to
is the
tell you,
best. Sorry.
I'm picking up something after this. There's a little cafe near me, and it's like a Turkish, like Middle Eastern little cafe, and they make something called a Persian love cake, and that's like it's like a dense sponge cake, but it's covered in like yogurt stuff on top, like a strained yogurt, and it's fucking yum. You should eat
I
it.
don't know
Persian
about
love cake,
that.
dude. Next show. I'm gonna bring you a Persian love cake,
Kind of sounds weird.
and you need to eat the whole thing before you play.
Okay. Okay, well,
Okay.
with the Persian love cake, I'm loving all these. These all make sense with the questions because the next question is you put out an album this year called Love Signs, correct?
Correct.
What is a love sign? Love sign. Explain yours,
Love
as in
sign.
like love language and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the idea of love signs in the album is just these little ways that we communicate with each other. Sometimes it's not words, sometimes it's body language. My girlfriend and I made a couple of the songs. So, Love Signs, my girlfriend and I, Grace, we made it just one night at home. We were having a thing we called Grace and Sam nights, where we just like get a bunch of margaritas. She likes margaritas too. And I'll kind of play her demos. She'll play me demos, and we'll just kind of like, if we like something, we'll just write it. And we were up to like, I don't know, like 3 a.m. just working on this song, and we were both like a bit drunk. We were like, "Fuck, this is sick! Like, I hope this is good in the morning." We're both like, "This is awesome!" And the next morning, we loved it. And the word "love signs" had come from that night, and we both kind of agreed that it's just kind of those ways that you communicate sometimes without speaking, where you can understand what the other person thinks. Sometimes it's a wink, sometimes it's a gesture. The little tiny things.
That's beautiful. So wait, would
Yeah.
you say like your love language? Do you know what love languages are?
Yeah. What?
Love
What is it?
languages are like the way you want to be loved. Like if you like physical touch, or you like
Yeah.
words of
Yeah.
affection. What is
Yeah.
yours?
Okay. I mean, I would say that I'm a very affectionate guy, super communicative guy. So I guess my love language would be I need to talk all the time, and I like to talk things out. I don't like to leave things under rocks. I like things to be always on the level, and that's actually she's not my girlfriend anymore. She's my fiance. Like I
Yeah,
should call
I
her
was
my
gonna
fiance.
say
We recently got engaged, but
congrats.
my fiance, great, thanks. It's so funny to say. My fiance Grace and I are the same that way. We communicate everything, and we don't really kind of like hide things from each other. And I think that we both see eye to eye on that. I think that's probably like something that really makes us work. So I think
That's
that's probably mine.
awesome.
Yeah, does that count? Being
Yeah,
highly
that's
communicative.
like yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one. Um, so on that, explain how you engaged to wait, engaged you
Oh,
is that the word?
propose.
Propose.
Yeah.
Propose.
Um, well, actually, it wasn't even like. Well, okay. So, um, I I was stuck in Queensland for a little while. In the Queensland lockdown, and then when the lockdown ended, Melbourne had left Queensland as a red zone for ages. So I was just kind of like in limbo for like a month or a bit. And then when I finally got back, I'd been planning to propose to Grace for years. And I was staying with her parents this whole time that I was up there. I was just like at their house. And so I kind of, with the help of her mom and her dad, I kind of formulated like a plan over the weeks. And was kind of, Grace and I had been already shopping for a ring. And I realized that, like before all this, and I realized that I was maybe doing my order of things wrong. Like she's like an outfit designer, costume designer. So she was designing a ring, and I was like, maybe I should propose to her first before she like makes the ring. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's it. When I get back home, I'm just gonna fucking. And I was talking to Wendy, her mum. I was like, maybe I'm just gonna open the door and just propose to her. And Wendy was like, do that, do that. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do that. And so like, I was like on my way, and I was like, fuck. Do you know what? We haven't seen each other in a while. I kind of want to just talk first and like hang out for a bit first before I do that. So no, I just want to like step into it. But then I waited a couple of days, and then there's a thing in Melbourne called Providore where they deliver really good food from high end restaurants that you finish at home. So I ordered our favorite restaurant. I got my friend Claudie, who's a som, to get amazing bottle of champagne. And I kind of set up this like lunch, and then I went and got these amazing flowers. And then I this was like a couple of days after I got home, and then I walked in, and then I was like, Grace, can I talk to you for a second? And I was holding these roses, and then I just kind of asked her. I did this speech. I did this dumb speech, and I forgot the words. And I was saying wanted to explain to her that I'm indecisive about things often, and that's part of my nature. But I was trying to tell her that I'm not indecisive about our relationship, and that I've never been unsure about how much I love her, and that I want to be together. And so I was saying this, but I forgot the word indecisive, and I couldn't. It was really annoying. Anyway, I'm doing the speech, and I was just like, will you marry me? And then she said yes, and then we both started screaming and jumping around, and then there was roses in my hand, and we both just threw them everywhere. And then so like we just kind of like we're like screaming for like a minute, and then there was just fucking flowers all over the floor. But that
That's
was it. And
amazing.
yeah. So it wasn't like anything spectacular. Kind of cute.
Did Grace understand what you were getting at in the speech?
Yeah.
Like, or was the
Yeah,
indecisive thing very key? Oh, true.
She was like indecisive.
That is so cute. Congrats. That's so exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, dude, we're so excited. And yeah, can't wait to friggin' start planning a sick wedding. We've got CC Disco has already said she will DJ. and Waxo Paradiso. So it's just going to be like a sick party.
Oh, that's awesome. In Melbourne or somewhere else?
um, we don't know yet. We were thinking like we'd like to do an engagement party here in Melbourne when lockdown's over, and then maybe get married in like Mullaney or something, or Sunshine. Like maybe, do you know Pomona up in the Sunshine Coast? It's like beautiful, like kind of hinterland. And that would be nice, I reckon.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, music questions. So,
Yeah.
how would you explain your sound, and like how was it finding the jungle's pocket? Because I feel as though I'm trying to figure it out at the moment, and I want to know what kind of processes you made, like you went through on Quiet Ferocity, because that was like predominantly you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you go about making the pocket? Because that's so hard.
Well, I mean, do you mean like defining the sound kind of thing, or?
Yeah, because I feel like Quiet Ferocity was like quite a big jump from like
Yeah, from Schizoid.
and like the indie kind of pop rock to this like
Yeah.
dance kind of pop that's a
Yeah.
lot more stripped back.
You know, it was actually like there was a proper moment that definitely changed everything. For our first record, I was just a kid. Most of my songs I started and finished just using voice memo and an acoustic guitar. Never really like recorded much. So that was just like a kind of natural thing. We went to a studio with a producer and he did it, and that was it. Then going into Speakerzoid, I was just having a weird time. Like I was like, a part of me was like like a shitty teenager, and I was trying to rebel against what people thought I was that way, and I was like, I'm more than that. I can do this, and it was weird. I just wanted to prove myself to everybody, and I guess I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So Speakerzoid was the first time I'd kind of gone heavier into the production, but we still used a producer. And I was just arguing with the producer the whole time. And I remember we finished the record, and it was Magoo and a guy in Brisbane, a really amazing like legend in production. And he said to me, you need to either let me produce, or you need to start producing yourself. That was at the end of the record. And I was like, fuck. Is it really like that bad? Like, and he was like, yeah, you're just like, you're backseat producing, just either do it or don't. So I think that was really good advice, actually. And then, finished Speakerzoid, and I was kind of like, at the end of Speakerzoid, I realized I probably could have done a fair few things better. I could have focused on the music a bit more, other than how I felt about what I wanted to do with the music. I think I'd kind of tipped the balance. Luckily, the record was okay and it was received well enough. But I felt like at the end of that, I felt like almost a sense of abandon. Like I was like, do you know what? I've got nothing to lose. And I feel like I should just figure out what I want to do instead of just like try and be everything to everybody. So I was swimming in the pool with Grace. And then I was swimming and I was thinking about LCD Sound System, and I've been loving them a lot at the time. And there was some elements that I've just really sung to me about how the production was standing, about how it was organic. It sounded like a band, but it was dancey. I thought that was just like something went off in my head. And I was swimming, and I came up, and I was like, Grace. She was like, what? And I was like, I can do band dance, like bandy dance band. And then she was like, oh, yeah, baby, yeah. And I was like, I can do that. And she was like, yeah, of course you can. And I was like, okay. And I like kept swimming. And then that moment of realization was, I can take the things that I wanted to make sound Jungle Giantsy, but I could put them in a kind of more dancey package and leave it there. I thought that would be fine. So I went into the studio and just demoed up these songs, and they just sounded fucking like the vibe. And then I was thinking that the best way to produce this was just my vision for the production. I thought it was time to not confuse it with another producer. I think it was time to put the vision to the music. And even if I like fucked it up a bit, I thought I was still going to be the best producer for it. Do you know what I mean? So that was that. And then since then, it's just been like, I've just been following that same structure. Well, not structure, it's more like attitude. I'm just like trying to write music that I think is best for me, that I think I can do, and excites me the most, you know? And I think like, doing dance music excites me the most, you know? I'm just like, but I also love those organic sounds of acoustic guitars or live bass. So I think like for me, that once I found that kind of balance, it started speaking to me. And I think fans responded really well to it. And it was kind of like a find your sound vibe.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love hearing that. And I feel like nobody can make your vision as well as you can. So I'm glad that you got the time to like do it. It's really hard though, like to articulate what you want specifically all on your own. Well, like you did have Con, but like I feel like even in the new record, like you can hear like it's the same vibe, just like more enhanced and like more like you know it.
Yeah. And then like, and I think like I guess it takes a while to build up the confidence to be able to do it on your own, but I think I think Quiet Ferocity gave me so much more confidence. And then going into Love Signs, I just felt like I was willing to make mistakes. I was just going to show up every day and fucking try really hard, make sure it was perfect to me. And then if it ticked my box, then I was like, I'm willing for this to be like, I feel so proud of this that someone can hate it. I'm okay with that. And so I think I finally let go of trying to please everybody. It was more just focusing on my music. Do you know what I mean? And once you focus on the music, you're fine.
Yeah. It's a really true journey. I love that. Another question about like the music and where it's going is like, because I know you love like dance music and like kind of disco-y like house vibes. So is like where Love Signs is at, do you think it'll get even more pushed into that kind of dance realm, or have you found like a part that you want and you're just going to keep evolving on that? Like, well, I don't know what I'm asking.
Yeah, I know you. You know what? So after every record, I just start again. I pretty much hit the reset button, and the fact that Quiet Ferocity then to Love Signs stayed dancing and got even more dancey may have been just luck. Do you know what I mean? It was what I was into at the time. So right now, it's always weird. Like it's like I forget how to make music. I forget what I'm doing. And I just go into like this baby zone where I just listen to music. And I just like, you know, when a dog like hears a whistle and its ear goes, like right now I'm just like waiting to hear what pricks my attention, pricks my ears. And now I'm just going to build up those little tiny things that make me interested and then apply that to a new sound. And it might be following that same kind of like dancey vibe, but there's a chance it could just be like a acoustic fucking record. Who knows?
Wow, that's awesome.
But there's a thing like I'm a drummer, so there's always going to be a rhythmic aspect. I know that. So, and I think that's also why the music is so like angular, rhythmic, dancey elements, is because I really love the drums. I love that rhythm, applying that rhythm to music. So. But yeah, I know that'll be there, but who knows, you know, how everything else will sound.
That's sick. I feel like I press the restart button every time like I play a show and then I come home. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore, and I feel like I've got forced with like all of this new knowledge, but then I'm like thrown out of my flow and I don't know what I'm doing.
Is that after really hard. Show?
Yeah, it's really dangerous.
It's funny because you're playing your songs. What do you think about it is about a show that throws you out?
I think because like those songs aren't the same vibe as what I'm working on, maybe.
Oh, totally. There is a weird thing when you're writing and touring old songs. When you're writing new ones and touring old songs.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. What you mean.
Really strange, and I don't want it to happen anymore. I just want to be in it.
Just be writing for a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know, like sometimes like some of my most like productive writing times has been when I've got like a break of like maybe like 4 weeks, and I've got all these demos, and if I don't have to go do a show, then I just bunker down for that month and just really like day by day by day by day, treating it like a job. That's when you get most of your kind of like there's no distractions, so you kind of get most of your good connected writing going. You
Yeah,
just got to
because
find a nice little.
I feel like I've heard in an interview that you've done that you don't wait for inspiration to like call you. You
I
go in the
rock up,
studio
yeah.
every day. Yeah. I
Mhm.
resonate with that because I feel like I just don't do anything, then it never comes.
Yeah, and like sometimes you just like don't have to have a reason to be tinkering around with music. You can just be like blah blah blah, and then something can happen. Do you know, it's just it's a game of like chance sometimes. You know, sometimes you
Yeah.
accidentally press the wrong. You're playing a piano and you press the wrong note, and then boom, you've got a fucking song going because you like how weird that was. So I
Yeah.
reckon you got to rock up. You got to be there. You just got to be there, trying.
You just gotta be there.
Just got to be there,
Okay.
man.
Another question is, can you explain the writing process for Something Got Between Us? Because that's my favourite song on the album. And I think
Oh,
that
really?
pre-chorus is like one of the best pre-choruses I've ever heard. And I
Oh,
want to know,
sick.
did the pre-chorus come first? I feel like that is so, like, what happened with that song?
Well, so no, pre-chorus didn't come first. First
Damn.
off, I actually remember specifically it was like a fucking beautiful day in spring. And I was walking to the studio and I had the bass line. The bass line just like while I was walking to the studio, I like to come up with a new idea on my way to the studio. So I'm like boom boom, I don't know, I just start singing and the bass line just popped into my head. I was like, oh, I really like that. And I kind of took it to the studio and made that bed. And I made the thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good vibe." And I just kind of made a little beat, and then I fucked around with it for a while. Didn't know where to take it, so I just moved on. And then I showed it to Grace, my girlfriend, one night on like a Friday. Like we were just having drinks, and I was just kind of showing her demos from the week. And she started singing a riff over it. She sang that riff. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, can you sing that one more time? And like just recorded her on my phone. And from there, like the song really started taking shape. I took that riff, went back to the studio. Now I knew I had the chorus, but I knew I didn't really want to change the bass line at all. But one thing that I really like doing is pre-chorus is I like just lifting whatever note I'm on. So I just kind of lift, and open up the melody, open up the chords. But that was a very natural lift I found. And then having that big heavy riff to go to, it felt like a natural thing to just slam it back down. It's
Slam
really
it.
funny the words you use when you're talking about music. A lift and slam.
I mean, it makes sense. It is a big slam.
It's a total slam. Well,
Um,
that's gonna be the next single. So that's coming up. I'm gonna do a
oh,
video. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew.
I'm
I
gonna,
knew.
yeah,
Well, I didn't
exclusive.
know,
Yeah.
but I
That it's
did
been
know.
a really good response, that song. Like people seem to really be connecting with that. And it's weird, like on TikTok, it's like by far our most like TikToked song. It's like 10 times more.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
weird.
song
The people are
banged.
talking.
The people are talking.
Thanks,
Um,
Zach.
it was so lovely talking to you, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
I
Sasha. Thanks so much. This was fun.
It was fun. I hope that you're going okay in lockdown and that you have a lovely Friday night with your 2 pints.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you at a show soon. I'll bring a Persian love cake for you.
Please don't. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.